In December 1980, as the Cold War intensified across Europe, the quiet English countryside of Suffolk became the stage for one of the most astonishing and controversial UFO encounters ever recorded. The United States Air Force operated two major bases there, RAF Bentwaters and RAF Woodbridge, both central to NATO strategy and both storing sensitive military technology. No one stationed there expected anything unusual during the Christmas holiday. Yet, over 3 nights, something descended into Rendlesham Forest that would challenge military logic, official narratives, and the boundaries of human understanding. During the early hours of December 26th, security personnel at RAF Woodbridge saw strange lights falling through the sky. Initially, they suspected a downed aircraft, but the lights did not behave like falling wreckage. They moved with controlled precision, slowing as they approached the tree line. A small group of airmen set out to investigate, believing they were responding to an emergency. Instead, they entered one of the most puzzling chapters in the modern military history. As they moved through the dark forest, their flashlights cut narrow tunnels through the fog. Suddenly, a pulsing glow appeared deeper within the trees. Their radios emitted bursts of static. Animals in nearby farms began to panic. Something about the environment changed, an eerie silence and electrical tension in the air. When the men reached a clearing, they froze. There, resting on the forest floor, was a metallic triangular craft unlike anything they had ever seen. It stood on 3 leg-like supports, emitted a soft white glow, and seemed to shift its brightness as if it were alive. The hull was smooth and glass-like, reflecting the trees and the soldiers' flashlights in a distorted, fluid manner. Strangest of all were the symbols, geometric etchings glowing faintly along its surface. Sergeant Jim Peniston approached the object, compelled by both training and curiosity. He later claimed he touched the craft, feeling warmth radiating from it. The symbols brightened under his hand, and in that instant he experienced something he couldn't explain. Flashes of images, patterns, and binary-like sequences appearing in his mind. Peniston later wrote down these sequences, which some researchers claim decode into geographical coordinates of ancient or mysterious locations around the world. Whether this is coincidence or something more, the truth remains debated. By sunrise, the object had disappeared without trace, yet physical evidence remained. Investigators documented 3 triangular depressions in the ground, spaced at perfect equal distances. Burn marks scarred nearby trees. Radiation levels measured at the site were significantly higher than the surrounding forest. Frost had been melted in a circular pattern around the landing area, despite the freezing temperatures that night. The official explanation provided later claimed the men had mistaken the Orfordness Lighthouse for a UFO, but none of the documented physical effects align with that claim, and the airmen who witnessed the event insisted they knew exactly where the lighthouse was. It was a familiar landmark, not an unknown threat. 2 nights later, the phenomenon returned. This time, Deputy Base Commander Lieutenant Colonel Charles Halt decided to investigate. Armed with radiation meters, cameras, and a handheld tape recorder, Halt entered the forest with a small team of trained personnel. His goal was either to debunk the initial sighting or document it properly. The recording he made, known today as the Halt tape, is one of the most compelling pieces of evidence in UFO history. Throughout the 18-minute recording, Halt calmly describes lights moving through the forest, sometimes hovering, sometimes darting at extreme speeds. At one point, He reports that a bright object bursts into multiple glowing spheres. Later in the tape, he describes a beam of light shooting down from an aerial object directly onto their base. The tone of his voice is steady, but beneath it lies a tension that even decades later remains chilling. Halt later stated publicly that he believed the object was under intelligent control. He also claimed that high-level officials attempted to downplay or bury the incident. His memo to the Ministry of Defense described unexplained lights and physical impressions, but his full report was allegedly softened before becoming public. When the case reached British authorities, the Ministry of Defense concluded the incident posed no threat to national security. They closed the case quickly, offering no further investigation. Critics argue that this statement was crafted not to inform the public, but to contain the story before it gained momentum. In the years that followed, more witnesses came forward. Some described the craft in detail. Others reported experiencing anxiety, strange dreams, or memory gaps after the event. A few claimed they were ordered to stay silent or even sign non-disclosure agreements. Though the military denied any cover-up, the handling of the incident raised many questions. Modern researchers have examined every available detail, from soil samples to tree damage to the binary code Peniston transcribed. Some scientists suggest the lights could have been plasma formations or rare atmospheric events. Skeptics point again to the lighthouse explanation or to misidentified aircraft. Yet none of these theories account for the physical traces, the radiation readings, the behavior of electronics, and the coordinated testimonies from multiple trained military personnel. To this day, Rendlesham Forest attracts researchers, skeptics, and tourists. A marked trail guides visitors through the locations described in the reports. Even now, locals occasionally report unusual lights in the sky, though none as dramatic as the events of 1980. The Rendlesham incident remains a rare combination of eyewitness testimony, physical evidence, audio documentation, and military involvement. Some believe it was an experimental aircraft. Others argue it was an extraterrestrial visitation. Many feel it represents a moment when the unknown stepped briefly but undeniably into human affairs. Whatever the truth may be, one fact remains. After more than 40 years, the Rendlesham Forest Incident refuses to fade into obscurity. Instead, it continues to challenge official narratives, provoke scientific inquiry, and inspire those who believe that not all mysteries are meant to remain hidden. If this documentary left you questioning what is truly possible, consider liking the video, sharing your thoughts in the comments, and subscribing for more investigations into the unexplained events that continue to shape our understanding of the world.